Chapter 4. As the golden hues of the setting sunbathed the desert mountains of east of Jerusalem, Matt, in his early 20s, with extremely small round glasses that framed bright green eyes and messy light brown hair, crouched beside Manfred, who, despite his silly French mustache, had an undeniable British tan. Their hearts raced with a mix of awe and trepidation as they spied on a remarkable sight below. A large group of men, draped in flowing white robes, had gathered in a sunlit clearing, their faces glowing with a peaceful radiance. They huddled together, poring over ancient sacred scrolls, their voices rising and falling like a gentle melody. "Look at them," Matt whispered, eyes wide with wonder. "They're reading the scriptures. We should go join them." Manfred's expression turned grave, a frown creasing his brow. "No, Matt, you can't just approach them. They are the holy Israelites, set apart for a purpose. Just in case you ask, I don't know. I heard it from Sophia." "But they look so serene," Matt replied, his voice tinged with longing. "What harm could it do to simply stand with them? Maybe they could offer us guidance." "Guidance?" Manfred shook his head vehemently. "They've been fasting for days. They're probably delirious with hunger right now." A silence enveloped them as they observed the group, but the desert's tranquility soon gave way to a sense of urgency. "Come on," Manfred finally said, glancing toward the horizon where the sun dipped lower. "We need to get back to the warehouse." Amidst the clutter of maps, charts, and high-tech military equipment, they worked with frenzied urgency. Manfred moved around a desk, stuffing maps and charts marked with a yellow Jewish star watermark into backpacks. "Where are you headed?" Manfred asked, glancing at Matt, who was helping to a pack, a mixture of curiosity and amusement in his eyes. Matt pointed upwards, a determined spark in his gaze. Manfred chuckled softly, adjusting his backpack with a gesture of resigned familiarity. "I'd give you that. You're consistent," he remarked with a wry smile. "I wish you could see what I see," Matt replied earnestly. "I deal in only what I see," Manfred countered. "So do I. It's a shame your prejudice and pride keep you blind to the biblical events unfolding before your eyes. Take care, brother," Matt said, extending a hand in farewell. With a chuckle, Manfred clasped his hand. With a final nod, he departed, bags in tow, while Matt turned back to the chaos of the warehouse, feeling the weight of the world pressing down, but resolute in his belief that they were part of something much greater. Moments after they had both escaped, the soldiers moved in with cold precision, sifting through the debris-strewn floor. They tossed aside banned books, crumpled blueprints, and discarded hard drives with careless disregard. Major Phoenix Bates, despite the early hour, had a sharpness to his gaze that cut through the confusion. He kneeled by a pile of discarded papers detailing homemade pipe bomb recipes, a sobering reminder of the threats that lurked in the shadows of this world. With a frown of concentration, he gathered the papers and tucked them under his arm. "Secure anything valuable for the investigative squad," Phoenix instructed. "Disarm and pack up the weapons, and make sure they know this city isn't theirs to claim." The soldiers sprang into action, and once they'd carried out his orders, they torched the building, leaving behind a rising plume of smoke. The warehouse erupted into a blazing inferno, dark smoke curling upwards into the sky. Later, in the militia quarters' locker room, buzzing with the chatter of off-duty soldiers, polished lockers lined the walls like vigilant sentinels, reflecting the harsh fluorescent lights overhead. Phoenix, his face etched with the weariness of a long day, emerged from the showers wrapped in a towel. He made his way to his locker, where Sergeant Ahmad Sheikh awaited him with a cheeky grin. Ahmad, in his 20s, was heavily tattooed and exuded a no-nonsense confidence. "Here comes the teacher's pet!" Ahmad called out, his tone a playful mix of mockery and camaraderie. "Had to work overtime just to make us look bad, huh?" Phoenix, a smirk tugging at his lips despite his exhaustion, responded, "Actually, I was covering for your lazy ass, Sheik. The general said your arrest numbers were embarrassing." The locker room erupted into hoots and hollers at the exchange. Ahmad's grin widened as he shrugged off the jibes. "We're hitting Newton's for happy hour. You joining us for once?" Phoenix shook his head, swiftly changing into a button-down shirt and dabbing a splash of cologne on his neck. "Got plans?" Ahmad raised an eyebrow, his grin turning mischievous. "What's her name, lover boy?" "None of your business," Phoenix shot back. "Hey fellas, Bates here is ditching us for some new lady friend," Ahmad announced, drawing a chorus of playful boos and catcalls from the men. Phoenix chuckled, shaking his head as he closed his locker and prepared to leave.